Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing kind of a colorful look using the Wet n Wild 40 pan eyeshadow palette, so if you like to see what I do, just keep on watching. Okay, I was just kind of in a colorful mood today and I really wanted to use this palette again on camera. I mean, I did use it for my Hades look a little bit. No. Was it my Hades look? Yeah, maybe? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. It was for my doll look that I did recently, and then I did a look before that too, just using some of the browns and the warm colors. So I'm going to do a more colorful look. So I'm going to start off using this yellow shade right here. I'm just taking a Wet n Wild blending brush and I'm going to run this into my crease as the transition shade. I already have my foundation on, which is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation in the shade Ivory. And I have the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 10. And then the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder and Translucent. Not translucent, transparent. And then my brows are the e.l.f. Brow Cream in the shade Espresso. I'm not putting this on my outer corner because I'm going to be doing a cut crease look, a full cut crease. So I'm just going to run that into my crease, like so. I'm going to go pretty high up. And then I'm also going to run this on my lower lash line using the same brush. I'm going to bring it down fairly far. Especially more so on the outer corner. I've been liking dragging it down further on the outer corner than on the inside recently. Okay, the next color I want to use is this kind of coral shade right here. And I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to make sure I don't drag it out as far. I want to use multiple colors in the crease, but like instead of doing a gradient going from the bottom of the end of the crease up, I want to go from the end out, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start putting it on the inner portion. And then lightly buff it out here. Then for the lower lash line, I'm going to take the Luxie 121 mini, mini tapered brush, and I'm taking that same shade. And I'm going to run that, once again, fairly low on the outer portion, and then bring it up. Make sure it's nice and blended together. I know I'm one person, like, when I watch a lot of tutorials, I don't see people do the top and bottom simultaneously like I do, so you don't necessarily have to do it in this order like I am. You could do it separate, do all of the top first, then do the bottom if you want. I just like using as few brushes as possible, and I feel like this kind of does the trick for me. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to use is this purple right here. And I'm going to take a smaller brush because I need this to be more detailed now. This is just a defining eyeshadow brush. It's a small, slightly dense, angled, but slightly fluffy brush. And I'm going to dip into that shade. Now, I'm going to focus this even closer to the inner portion. And then lightly buff it into that orange. Or peach shade, shall I say. If you feel like you need to, just take a little bit more of that peach and blend it a little more. Then I'm just using the same brush for the lower lash line and really focusing this more so on the outer corner, the outer half really actually. Okay, now it's looking a little crazy right now, but I promise you it'll hopefully turn out. So I'm going to go into this blue shade right here. And I'm going to take that same brush I just used, and I'm going to tuck this right into the inner corner of the crease. We're going to lightly blend it into that purple. If need be, just dip into that purple a little bit. Soften the edges. Like so. Let me see if you can see that really well. It looks messy now, but I am going to be obviously cutting the crease. So then with this same brush, I am going to pop this on the lower lash line, more so on the outer corner. Okay, now I'm going to go into the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 5. I'm going to pop some of this on the back of my hand. And I'm going to take the Luxie 245 small shader brush, which is a flat brush, and I'm going to use that to cut my crease. Now a lot of people, when they cut their crease, they could brush some like this and then look up and stuff. And that doesn't really work for me, because when I do, and then my eyes are relaxed, you still cannot see it. So what I like to do is I like to just relax my eyes and start from the inner corner, because I also have tapered inner corners, and then start to sketch out the line. And then I like to lift my eyebrows so that I prevent any skipping, to really crisp up the line. And since I am doing a full-on cut crease, I just keep going back and forth with relaxing my eyes and lifting my brows to get an idea of where I want my concealer to be. So when my eyes relaxed, you could still see what is going on here. Okay, now for the inner half of my lid, I think I'm going to go into the white shade right here. And I'm going to just take this small Luxie 246 Precision Crease Brush. And I'm going to use that to set the inner half of my concealer. Okay, now I'm going to take this blue shade and I'm going to be putting that on the outer portion of my lid. Hopefully I don't regret this because I do really just like the white. Should I just do straight white? Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it. Just taking the other side of that same brush. Starting from up here so I can make sure it's nice and precise. I'm not focusing too much on the outer portion yet because I'm just going to blend it out to a nice soft color. Then I'm going to work on blending this together. First I'm just patting it on. Then I'm going to go back to the other side of that brush, go back into the white, and then start to blend it together by just tapping. Find that tapping with a flat brush can help merge two colors together. And then I like to go back and forth with the tapping. Okay, then with the blue, I'm going to start dragging it out very lightly. And then build it up if I want. Just dragging it with a very light hand when it comes to the outer portion. Okay, then taking a little bit more of that concealer and that flat brush one more time, I'm going to clean up a portion of the lower lash line. And then taking that blue, I'm going to add a little right where it meets the darker colors. Then I'm going to take that white and put it on the inner portion. And blend it into everything else. Okay, now very carefully I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Mega Liner and I'm going to line my upper lids. I am going to do a wing as well, but I'm first just going to line my lids. I'm going to make sure I get these even before I fill them in. And then for lashes, I'm going into the WLEEC Beauty Lashes in the style F36. This is what they look like. I did have to trim a little bit of them, and I'm going to pop those on real quick using the Kish Strip Lash Adhesive with Aloe in their clear shade. It is latex free and formaldehyde free. Okay, this is what they're looking like. So that's pretty much the eyes done, so yay! Okay, I'm going to just hurry up and mosey on through the rest of it. For bronzer, I'm going into the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. I'm going to use a Wet n Wild fluffy angled face brush and just use that to warm up my cheeks. Something I did forget to note is that I'm letting my hair fade, so if it looks lighter gradually throughout my next coming videos, that's why. And I accidentally cut my bangs a little too short, so there's that as well. For contour, I'm going into the LA Colors I Heart Makeup Contour Palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here. I'm just taking the Luxie 512 Small Contouring Brush for this. I'm going to use that to carve out my cheeks. And my jaw. Okay, then for blush, I'm going into the Real Her blush palette in Be Fearless, Be Limitless, and I'm taking the shade Limitless, which is the center shade right here. And I'm going to take the Estetica P12 brush and dip into that. And give some color to my cheeks here. So I went kind of heavy-handed on the blush, but oh well. And then for highlight, I'm going to go into the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Flexitarian. And I'm going to use my fingers for this because I find that's the best way to apply this highlight. Tap it onto my cheeks. Put some on my Cupid's bow. Tip of my nose, in between the eyes, a little along the bridge. Okay, then finally for lips, I'm going to go into the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Lipstick, High Shine Lipstick from Wet n Wild, and in the shade Petal Poison. And normally, I know with the dark shades in their high shine line, sometimes they feather for me. But I'm not going to do a lip liner for this one because it's pretty light, so hopefully it won't do that. And just apply this. Okay, so this is the final look I got going on here. And once again, the eyeshadow performed very nicely. And this lipstick, not too sticky, the color's great, it's nice and soft, and yeah, so okay, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, or if you want to, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!